I'm Eric Nakamura. I'm from Los Angeles, and I've been coming to San Diego Comic-Con for probably the last 15 years straight.
Martin Wong. I'm from Giant Robot Magazine in LA, and I've been coming since 1979. Well, my brother and I were hardcore comic book readers, and we worked like maybe a month just weeding and washing cars to save $50, more like $30 then. And I walked away with a stack of comics like this big. I was a big Fantastic Four fan back then. And it was amazing to come here, and you just see table after table of just folding tables with cardboard boxes and comics. And that was it. There were no huge pavilions, or you'd walk around and you'd see Scott Shaw and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And they were all peers, it's not like Jim Steranko's a stud and I don't know, Scott Shaw's like a peon. No, they're all even in the Comic-Con world. People like Steve Rude, I guess. No, this is maybe a little before that. But Will Eisner would be walking around, with Jack Kirby, and it was like, here's the Mount Rushmore of comics. And you're like this kid watching them walk right by you, and you can smell their cigar smoke. It was weird. It was great. It was like a total dream. We look forward to it every year, and I still do. It's still like Christmas every year when it happens. But now we're on the other side of the table.
The first one I came here, and I remember I only had 2 hours to spend. I had to be somewhere else, and I just kind of ran in. I got a pass, just went in and just looked at everything, and I was here for 2 hours, and I was really bummed because I left thinking, oh, that's all I got to do. But I think in those 2 hours, I spent like $200 like on just all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I just ran through everything. But then I met some indie comic book people like Adrian Tomine, for example, and he was, I think, still in high school, and he was standing with his hands in his pocket, head down at the small press booth. And now, he's writing scripts, and his books are getting really popular, and he's so great. So you kind of just see that you can meet tomorrow's stars or you can meet big stars all at the same time. It's kind of cool. The changes, it definitely turned more into, has a Hollywood kind of vibe because Los Angeles is only 2 hours away. So you have like this big presence of big stars, but then at the same time, I think it got so much bigger. I mean, the Comic-Con is 10 times bigger than what I think I remember it as. And there's so many more people and so much more going on and so much more variety of products. It's not just comic books. Now it's like, it could just be novels. It can be anything.
Yeah, cosplay is way more advanced than it used to be. Like you'd see maybe Federation and Klingon, some superhero stuff, but now it's just all over, whether it's Harry Potter or goth or manga.
A person wearing a whole Transformer robot costume. There's more than one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
Amazing.
It's awesome. Like this is the only place where you see Klingons and Vulcans and Harry Potter's getting along together. It's like this utopia, I think.
Like most people here, you don't get enough feedback of the work you do. So to be here and just to get a lot of feedback on one day is just kind of overwhelming half the time. So some people bring gifts and little presents, things like that, and you're like, wow, for us?
Yeah, people bring us like cookies or hand-sewn like robots, all sorts of stuff. It's amazing. And we see readers from like Arizona or Alaska, people, New York. It's so cool to get that feedback, and people come back every year and say hi, and you get to know them. That's amazing. Yeah. And even the booths around us, like now we have, I don't know, Fantagraphics and Top Shelf and Buenaventura and all these
Heavy
guys.
metal.
Heavy metal. Yeah, I mean, we see them every year, and they always do the greatest stuff. And it's funny because everyone asks us, why aren't you buy the toys? And we're like, no, we have this indie publishing background, and we really relate to that. So it's cool to be around, peers like that and watch them kick
But the fact
ass.
that people can even ask that question is amazing. Oh, why don't you buy the indie toys? I mean, that's also a really good sign for a Comic-Con to have a section that can be labeled as that.
That there is an indie toy section, that it exists,
Yeah,
and it's so
that's
big
amazing.
and developed.
You can have an indie toy section, you can just have a toy section, you could have a commercial, like big publishing section, or you could have an indie publishing section, or even small press. And just to have this variety in one roof is amazing, even though the roof is about, a quarter mile long.
Yeah, we don't even get out to the other side of the room. It's impossible. It's like football fields across, and we're like in our own little world. But the cool thing is that people come to us and say hi, and we see so many interesting people, and it's the best. I would stand here all day, no problem.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, we don't sit. We have this rule at our booth, no sitting.
But I think 40 years of Comic-Con is just amazing, but I kind of think that I still feel like Comic-Con is just a baby because every year I come to Comic-Con, it seems to still get bigger. Even though you can't get physically any bigger, it seems to just get bigger. I see it on the news, it's front page news in the LA
Did you see
Times.
Google, the homepage? Like it's superheroes spelled out, like it's weird.
But it's just amazing, its reach is actually worldwide, but I feel like the worldwide reach is only recent. So, I mean, in another 10 years, it's just going to be even bigger. So I can't even wait to see that. So yeah, 40 years, great, but you're still just a baby. That's how I see it.
It's funny because you used to tell people, oh, I'm going to Comic-Con, and you have to explain it to them. Oh yeah, it's comic books. Oh yeah, it's everything. It's all sorts of popular culture. And now they go, wow, you're going to Comic-Con, and they're jealous. Like, who would have thought that you'd be jealous of dork convention? Like that was not the case.
Well, I think that's indicative too of dorks kind of taking over, or the geeks are kind of running the show now. So it's kind of every movie out there, there's a geek behind it. There's a comic book behind it. So no, the Comic-Con is something that built that, and that's kind of another great happy birthday for the Comic-Con.